So we're asked to find derivative with respect to x of y equals tangent of pi x. Now, the first thing we need to recognize is that we have a composite function here. On the outside, we have this tangent part, and on the inside, we have a pi x. So we can't just evaluate it like we'd evaluate tangent of x. We'll need to use the chain rule. The chain rule states that the derivative of f of u of x is equal to f prime of u of x times u prime x. So let's set the outside part, the f of u, let's make that tangent of u. Alright, so that's going to be tangent of u. Now the inside part, the u of x, let's make that pi x. Pi times x. Now, let's differentiate both of these. We'll need to differentiate both of these to find the answer. So f prime, f with respect to u, that's equal to, what's the derivative of tangent of u? Well, I always like to remember that it's the derivative of sine u divided by cosine u. And that is equal to, we use the quotient rule of derivatives. That's the derivative of this, which is sine, the derivative of sine of u is cosine of u, times cosine of u, minus the derivative of cosine, which is negative sine, times sine of u. And then all that divided by cosine squared. Cosine squared u. Now, these negatives are going to cancel out, become a plus. And then over here, this is going to become cosine u squared, or cosine squared u. These two are going to multiply together, plus then sine squared. These two are going to multiply together, and you get sine of u, sine squared of u, divided by cosine squared of u. Now, this is all just going to be equal to, well, since this cosine squared u and sine squared u add together, well, that's just 1, if you know from trigonometry. So then we're just left with 1 over cosine squared of u. Now, let's see. We were trying to find this over here, so that was just a long side note. We found the derivative of f with respect to u. It's cosine squared u. Now let me make some space here. So now we found everything we need to find the full derivative. So now we just got to find u prime of x. U prime of x, and that's really easy. That's just going to be pi, because the x term goes away, and we're just left with a pi. Now, we have all the parts we need to find the full derivative. So we're going to take this 1 over cosine squared, and then evaluate at u. Well, u is just going to be pi x, and then we multiply that times u prime. And then u prime is just going to be pi. It's just times pi. And then that's all going to simplify to pi over cosine squared pi x. And we're done.